friends, and welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Hi, Levi. Welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you,
back.
Jen. Welcome back to you.
Thanks.
Shall we talk about Astrologian Part 2?
We're going to talk about Astrologian 2. Do you want to tell us what happened last time?
I don't, because it's your job.
God damn it. So, last time, on our path to Astrologian supremacy, we find a bumbling and incompetent lordling, or well, rather, what is he, a Viscount? He's a Viscount, I think. Jenna Kennard, who is the head of the Astrologian guild in Ishgard.
He's not the head of the guild.
But he's the receptionist.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a receptionist.
He's the desk jockey.
Yeah, but he is of, he's Jenna Kennard de Durandare, so by default, and because it's Ishgard, he's the head of something. Anyway, he invited his former professor from the Charlian colony, who lives in actual Charlian, to visit him. And on the way to Eorzea, or rather to Ishgard, they got lost. We had to go out and find them. We found him. He brought his granddaughter along. And the granddaughter stayed and is like, I'm going to teach you how to do astrology stuff. And the whole time she was here, she was getting got by bandits, and people kept trying to kidnap her or murder her.
It's just a whole thing.
And
it's real weird how everyone doesn't care about these lethal threats to her well-being constantly.
And it turns out Jenna Kennard's uncle and some people from Charlian were like in cahoots to try to, kill us and then take Leveva back to Charlian. We discovered Jenna Kennard's uncle's plot. This is Lord Forlamort, by the way. And we were like, hey, man, if you stop meddling in our bullshit, we won't tell the Vault about how you hired assassins from Charlian to kill us. Fair? Fair. Great. And that's where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Columbo-esque move also, Jen, because there's no real evidence that he did this. There's a paper which could be from anyone and easily dismissed, but we're like, we got
his
this
seal on it.
I think that this would easily be swat down by the powers that be, because the powers that be are in favor.
In 2025? 6? Yes. But back then, like a seal is basically a fingerprint. It's basically you licked it closed with your mouth.
I believe that they would shoot this down because it suits their ends of keeping our brand of astrologianism suppressed.
I agree. They'd be like, oh, how can you prove that this is actually Lord Forlamort's signature?
The main reason I'm bitter about this is the finale, which we'll get to later on, Jin, but the finale has a similar feel to it to me, where there is a sweeping, we solve this, even though in reality nothing would have been solved. But we'll get there much later.
Yeah, this is just, feel good storytelling.
Or like, hey, we got this paper, and he's like, oh no, you got the paper. I'll back off.
The paper.
Will you sign a confession? Yes, I will, because you have some slight circumstantial evidence.
Yep.
Mr. Columbo.
Yep. That's curtains for me.
Anyway, so we did all those things, and we are now at the tower at the Observatorium in Kurthus Central Highlands.
Yes, when last we left our heroes, they were gathered atop the Observatorium to confront Lord Forlamort about... Why is that so hard to say? Forlamort. About his involvement in the plot to kidnap Leveva and assassinate the rest of us, including his nephew and Charlian astromancy enthusiast Jenna Kennard. An agreement was reached in which Forlamort would stop meddling, and we wouldn't reveal proof of his shenanigans to the Holy See. Well, now what? Well, maybe without Forlamort getting all up in our faces, we can go back to the vault and arrange for Leveva to address the conclave.
Before you proceed, Jen, what is the quest accept prompt you get when you come back to the Observatorium over Jenna Kennard?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh. The text, Jen, is Jenna Kennard is so excited.
He may as well have an exclamation point hovering over his head.
Yes.
I'm like, I get it.
This is how we're leading back in here, Jen.
100%. They're like, we know you know that we know you know. Leveva is happy to allow Jenna Kennard to spearhead this endeavor. As she puts it, we all have our strengths, Jenna Kennard, and none will deny yours is convincing seemingly sane people to do your bidding. And she looks at us, and as evidenced by the Warrior of Light here. So the mystery remains, however, how Forlamort and the Charlian assassins got involved with one another. So we split up to make inquiries. I go to ask Forlamort directly. The Charlians approached him, not the other way around. After their attempts at thwarting Professor Mace's expedition failed, they reached out to locals for help in ambushing them and shipping them back to Charlian. Another denizen of the observatoriumed Forlamort entertaining guests with distinctive facial markings, who said merely that they were from, quote-unquote, the North. So these new revelations indicate to Jenna Kennard and us, obviously, that we're involved in a much larger plot. The bandits from the Black Shroud, the pirates from Limsa, all had facial markings. Who are these people? Perhaps Leveva can help us make sense of things, but Jenna Kennard gets the feeling that she may still be hiding information from us. But look at me, he says. A beloved relative tries to have me killed, and the next day I begin doubting everyone. Oh, what a sad, sad state of affairs. Leveva and friends have been asking around in the Pillars, so I leave to meet up with them and see what they've learned, if aught. We find Catheryne, but as has been tradition since her showing up in Eorzea, Lady Leveva has disappeared.
Jen, as it's been a couple weeks, who is Catheryne?
Catheryne is a manservant of House Sterndare in the employ of Lord Forlamort, but he's been assigned to Jenna Kennard's detail, I suppose, bodyguard of sorts. And since Lady Leveva showed up, Catheryne has been basically assigned to her the whole time to make sure that she took him safe-ish. Yeah,
she's you're mine now.
She basically said, "Hey, Jenna Kennard, you're going to assign Catheryne to me, right?" And he's like, "Yes, I am." And there it goes. And I was like, these guys are going to get into a relationship because he's so loyal to Leveva. It's kind of great. Anyway, so yes, we're in the heart of Holy See territory and should be able to assume a minimum level of security. But that's what we thought in Camp Dragonhead, and look where that got us. Fake knights going behind bushes and either eating, drinking, or smoking something.
Yeah.
Well, now it's time to run around in a panic after Leveva again. At the top of the ramp heading to the last vigil, a woman with distinctive facial markings and a long white asymmetrical haircut decked out in full old world Charlian Astrologian gear stands skulking, looking at someone.
She's not skulking. She's in broad daylight.
But she's still skulking. She's spying on Leveva.
It's a really weird moment. This is not a way
agree
that you spy on someone.
Girl!
No one looks like this here.
Exactly. These people are... Again, this is we don't know how to make sense of any of this because, again, people aren't behaving in any natural way. She's being as conspicuous as possible. She isn't wearing any, traditional Ishgardian gear, doing any kind of stakeout. She's fucking look at me. I am not from here, and I'm up skulking around the high houses. Bitch, that's how you get in jail. We run up, and we, tap her on the shoulder or whatever, hey, have you seen a woman that looks basically exactly like you, but, not like you around here? We're so dense. So this silly goose thinks that she can just walk around Eorzea without being recognized at this point. It's not even the Astrologian gear. It's the haircut. It's the facial markings. It's yeah, we fully recognize who you are at this point. But she runs off as soon as we approach her. She's like, oh, I have somewhere to be. I don't know. And what What do? Do we run after the woman who has been at the scene of every single kidnapping and assassination attempt? No. It's probably fine. She's definitely learned her lesson. We stroll a few yalms and see Leveva standing alone. Stop it. She tells us that she was accosted by someone with a knife, dragged off somewhere, and was able to kick the assailant in the groin and has been, quote-unquote, running ever since. No!
So it's just Tuesday for her.
Yeah, also, where's Kimperan? You got like, stabbed in the, like, buddy system forever for you.
Stop going out.
God!
Every time you leave, you get accosted.
And she's not even running. She's just, like, standing there out in the fucking open. This assassin that's been trying to kill you for the last however many months is standing, like I said, 30 yalms away. Anyway, any road, as they say. She's decided it's time to reveal the true purpose of her coming to Eorzea. Daddy issues. Mere months after being born, her father traveled to Eorzea in hopes of spreading the good news of Charlian astrology. It was a dream of his to seed the world at large with this knowledge and convince the Holy See of the Charlian school's utility in their never-ending war. Her father was only meant to stay for a season, but he never returned. His dream and a newborn's father both lost. Now, almost 2 decades later, the daughter has followed in her father's footsteps, and no one is going to stop her. Do you believe in Eorzea? Jenna Kennard shows up with some very exciting news. The Vault has agreed to let Leveva lead a symposium on Charlian astrology. There's no time to lose. We must prepare for this realm-shattering event. Back at the Athenaeum, Jenna Kennard also pulls back the curtain on his life somewhat. He's delighted at the recent turn of events, which he wholly did not expect. Something that probably speaks to his capacity as a reader of the heavens. And while he recognizes his extreme privilege as a Durandare, it's not like his life is completely free from struggle. As a cousin of the heir, he's basically the Harry of the Mountbattens. The expectations put upon him by the family weren't really expectations at all. It's not all horrors and rainbows, as he puts it. His life was spent trying to make a name for himself in the shadow of his cousin, hence his stay in the Charlian colony and trying stuff he really had no business trying in the first place. Since no one cared, he also stopped caring, his actions becoming more and more outlandish. But then we showed up, and Lady Leveva showed up with her passion mirroring his own, showing him that the course he's put himself on has purpose. Perhaps his life is more than the coffin that was fitted for him. Maybe the fate I thought was mine wasn't mine at all.
Well, as it turns out, the venue we've been assigned to for this symposium is in Falcon's Nest. And there has been no announcement whatsoever to anyone about this.
Yeah, we get there and like, all right, so where's the event space? And they're like, who the fuck are you?
The event space is in a building, I suppose, though we never see the inside. It's just like a courtyard, but that's a bit far ahead right now. So we get there to Falcon's Nest for this big event, and Jenna Kennard informs us that no one has been told of this. Not even like the locals that, hey, there's going to be some astrologians doing stuff there. He's been getting blank stares, and that's it. So now we try and hassle the local people who are not scholarly sorts to join this symposium, so we have some attendance whatsoever. We find immediately an old man who we pester to join us. He tells us that he does not give recognition to any other brand of astrology, and if we carry on, we're likely to end up disappeared like that young man. Now, who was it? But before he tells us who was disappeared, a wounded knight stumbles forward, pleading for help. Please, he says, I have 5 kids. We heal him, and he is dumbstruck. What is this sorcery? My cuts. They knit themselves.
Who knew?
This is real dumb, Jen. And it goes back to my speculation last time that whoever wrote this questline is not really up to speed on the game's story in canon. The Ishgardians have hella surgeons or hella conjurers and chirurgeons. Like they have healers every fucking duty they appear in.
Yeah, the woman who wanted her daughter to become a weaver.
Yeah.
That young woman decided to become a conjurer.
So this is not miraculous, and even Alphino does this as well, and nobody treats him like the miracle child,
right?
Much to his chagrin.
He already thinks that of himself. That's fine.
But after we miraculously heal this guy, he asks us to go and heal his buddy. We go out into the wilds and we find him being ambushed by heretics. We fight them off and heal the guy. He is also astounded. Astromancy, but I thought that the stars served only to grant us insight into the dragons. Why are there not more astrologians in the field? But he is so impressed that he's going to get his buddies to attend our boring lecture, so off he goes to inform Captain Redwald. And we go back to Falcon's Nest, thinking that we have gained us an audience in these nights. We approach Leveva and the gang in this empty snow-strewn courtyard outside the symposium building, and we find only the two knights that we saved scheming, looking on to the courtyard. And they are complaining that nobody showed up. Their whole plan was to kidnap Leveva using the crowd as cover. Now what? Our warrior of light goes, "What's up, guys?" behind them.
Yeah, what's up, fellas?
And they stammer something about not having been able to get more men and that Captain Redwald assigned them to an urgent duty, so see you later, bye. And they run off.
And we just let them go.
Yeah, we are dumb. Everyone is dumb.
We don't detain them for questioning or like, okay, bye.
So after that run in, we head to Leveva and we find her despondent. The vault has won. Nobody showed up. Let's just give up. But Jean Kennard, who's been met by this kind of impasse for years, tries to cheer her up. You know, he says we have to keep trying, and we will until the vault runs out of hurdles to put in front of us. But the old man from earlier comes up, saying that we're lucky that all we got was hurdles. We wonder, is the old man here to listen? Hell no. He's not going to be branded some heretic. Or, even worse, they may just slit his throat and throw him to the wild beasts, like that other astrologian back in the day. When was this, we wonder, and who was this? Well, the man is so old he's not quite sure. It was back when his hair had color, that's for certain, though. The old man leaves, and we wonder who he was talking about.
Oh gosh, gee, I wonder.
Jean Kennard mentions that there was an astrologian back in the day, but nobody we would have had a chance to know. Yes, says Leveva sadly, I never had the chance to. It's her dad.
Duh.
Yeah. So, after that failure in that confusing interaction, we return to the Astrologicum. Jean Kennard shares to us, confidentially, that the man's name was Rufin, his friend and confidant from Charlayan. He stayed behind during the Charlayan exodus. His dream was to rekindle interest in the forgotten techniques which gave rise to Ishgardian astrology, but this was a time when the Holy See was even more opposed to foreign ideas than they are now. That evening, the evening that Jean Kennard discovered Rufin bleeding at his bureau, was one of the saddest. But even at the hour of his death, Rufin remained strong, and he made Jean Kennard promise that he would not let the dream fade because of the close-minded. Also, Rufin was stabbed and thrown to the beast, or like stabbed and put on his bureau. I don't know. It's very confusing. Facts of his death may differ.
Yeah, he was like stabbed indoors, sitting at his desk.
And then they throw him to the beasts afterwards, apparently.
That's how we square the circle, Jen.
I see. Okay. Well, the vault decides to get cute with it and schedules another symposium to make up for the first failure, this time at the Convictory. Also, in the middle of nowhere, Kurthis Western Highlands. Zip code, go fuck yourself. We arrive last and see our friends getting a stern talking to from a group of Convictory wannabes. Their initial delight over the vault announcing they had arranged for a group of astrologians to give a talk here turned to violence when they realized Leveva was not a I can find dragons type of astrologian. But the best revenge is a life well lived, and Leveva intends to make the best of this. And if we can't talk, then we'll let our magics do it for us. The wounded in the camp get little kisses of aspected benefic. What's this? Astrologians that do stuff? That seems cool. Why isn't that the norm? Exactly.
That is not the quote, Jin. I wrote them all down. The first one says, but you're an astrologian. You can't heal people. That's not what astrologians do.
You're right.
Great. This is
now.
Organic language. Thank you. The third one, my wounds. It's as if they were never there. Wait, who's going to believe I slew a dragon if I haven't the wounds to show for it? I don't know whether to thank you or slit your throat. Though suppose I wouldn't be able to do either if you hadn't healed me with those queer magics, so this day I see fit to forgive you.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Love it. All right. The guys in... there's one... We'll get there. Anyway, so the seeds, they threaten to germinate. Leveva and Jeanne Canard finish tending to a couple others, but the lady convictor Leveva is working with has a familiar haircut and facial markings. Girl has some serious facial blindness.
It's not facial, it's tattoo blindness.
It's everything. This woman, you've been up close and in her face half a dozen times at least at this point. Dumb. And also the bandit lady just won't get a haircut. You know, she's not concealing her identity.
She doesn't have to because we're dumb.
Exactly. And she calls us out. So like, you know, anyway. So in a second, Leveva has doubled over in pain and the bandit / pirate / fake temple knight / assassin stabs her. The assassin is amazed that her identity continues to go unrecognized and we continue to get got. Yeah. Exactly.
This is a problem structurally. It's the writer telling on themselves for writing a dumb plot. You control this. You're not scoring points on anyone but yourself.
Nobody's
for this bullshit.
Why isn't she disguising herself better?
Why isn't anything better?
So this woman, she is so done with the incompetent mercenary hijinks, and she officially introduces herself as Seely?
Yeah.
Okay. Who has been tasked with bringing Leveva back to Charlian to face trial for, well, treason, essentially. The three of us unsheath our respective weapons and force her retreat.
Jen, you are missing the other offensive detail. If we give ourselves in, she'll be brought back unharmed to Charlian. Quote, do as I say and no one will be harmed, yourself included, Lady Leveva.
Oh,
She got a nice, non-harmful, deep stabbing.
Yeah.
Just now.
Yeah. We don't count that one. Yeah.
First one's free.
But before she flees, she tells Leveva that she surrenders or Seely will just straight up murder her the next time our
She
paths
must
cross.
surrender or she'll be killed.
I'll kill ya.
This was a warning stabbing.
Right, because the previous month's worth of threats and subterfuge and kidnapping attempts and assassination attempts, those were just funsies.
I'm so tired, Jen.
Word. Jeanne Canard picks up on another detail, the fact that Professor Mace's journey to Eorzea wasn't officially sanctioned by the Forum. We had all assumed it was. Basically, Grandpa read the stars and followed the path he saw laid out for him, regardless of any roadblocks the Forum set up, which were many. Not even a conclave of high nerds would stop them from pursuing their dream and continuing her father's work. If only he hadn't been murdered by a bunch of closed-minded peasants. Now, says Jeanne Canard, Rufin never spoke ill of those he wished to enlighten, and you should probably knock it off. Yes, Leveva, it is true. Jeanne Canard and Rufin, her father, were college besties. Rufin followed Jeanne Canard back to Ishgard after the exodus from Charlian and endeavored to teach the people, well, anyone who would listen, really, that there was power in the stars, to waltz into a theocracy fresh from an institution essentially built out of lumber from the Tree of Forbidden Knowledge and start sticking your dirty little heathen fingers in their 1,000-year-old superstition gumbo. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. But yeah, eventually, Rufin got. And Jeanne Canard was there during his final moments. Instead of cursing the people who did this to him, he made Jenny, that's Leveva's like term of endearment for Jenny Kennard, Jenny, promise to continue his work and handed him his diary. Jenny Kennard then hands it over to Leveva. Understandably, Leveva isn't sure she can summon the strength to forgive those who murdered her father. Did he see his fate in the stars and nevertheless persist? Was he paving the way for his daughter?
Jen, you may have glossed over it a bit, but the story that emerges is that the common Ishgardian people are the ones that killed Rufin. They took issue with his heathenist teachings, and they rose up to form some sort of lynch stabbing mob to do him in. It was not an official consequence put down by the Vault. It was the common people that killed him.
Yeah, that's what she assumes happened, because that's totally
this is confirmed
logical.
by many people, though, in the future as well. So I think the official account is that the common folk took issue with the heresy that was being spoken
that's what I'm
stabbed
saying.
him.
Like, yeah, he made himself stick out, and he's just like basically one man. So he was easy to find, easy to get to, and he's threatening people who live in a deeply parochial society based heavily. I mean, these people are inflexible when it comes to any kind of, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's so annoying.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, you threaten that shit, they're gonna exorcise the demons. Anyway, Leveva decides then that she's done with symposiums. Her father didn't come here to talk about astrology. He came here to use it. Healing wounded convictors seems to be an excellent place to start, so we'll keep doing that. Leveva then asks Johnny if he could tell her more about her father. And he's like, yeah, definitely, but not right now because I have a date. 2 girls at the same time.
2 baronesses at the same time. We return later to learn that Leveva has traveled to Tailfeather to heal the chocobo hunters there. Or, as it turns out, they requested that she come to lend her healing because they heard word of the miracles that we wove in the Convictory. We head out there, we meet with her briefly, then we get to healing. But one hunter is extremely rude and ungrateful. An honest healer here in Tailfeather? Now I've seen everything.
My goodness.
Wow.
An honest healer? Are those rare?
An honest healer in the 14 lingo.
Like a gosh darn in the flesh healer in Tailfeather?
An honest healer in the 14 lingo, Jen, is someone who only heals and does not DPS.
Oh.
Have you never heard this before?
No.
Wow. This is a derogatory term for people who refuse to engage in 1/4 of the job.
Right. You're like, you have 2 buttons. Press
them.
those buttons over and over and over and over. Okay.
Anyway, so that is an actual quote, though. He does call us an honest healer.
That's funny.
Regardless, we return to Leveva, who bemoans that the Ishgardians will not dispatch caretakers for these hunters. And Jen, this might be interesting kind of contextual information, but I do not trust this writer to actually give us info that respects existing canon, so I do not know. I will hold this in a bubble.
Yeah, sure.
Quantum lore.
Yeah,
here.
great. Yeah, it's in a superposition of.
She was told on her arrival that the chocobo hunters here only manage with makeshift poultices. When the wounds are more severe, they turn to their soul barber, who, well, is also the local butcher.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's not necessarily. It's affecting a mood of a very frontier place without access to professionals.
No, I totally agree. But we have a bunch of little frontier places, and the fact that they're being like actively ignored is strange.
There's a case here for she goes on about how the Ishgardians only care about the war, and anything that's not directly in service to the war.
That also checks out.
Yeah. So again, it could be true, but
it seems it's convenient for this particular narrative.
This questline has been off the mark, directly conflicting other info beforehand.
Yeah,
so
we're like scratching our head, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, do not.
That's not the Eorzea I know.
Correct.
Also, you did not mention the one wounded hunter. She was like, crumpled on the ground, nursing her wounds, and she's like, God damn, the 12 to the 7 hells and back again. I refuse to die. And then we heal her, and she's like, praise the 12, I'm healed. I'm like, religion.
Well, now that our healing for the day is done, it's time for Leveva to take a break and walk somewhere alone.
Swear to God.
Jean Canard sends us after her. He is now wise to the pattern.
Never leave her out of your sight.
And he is right. Leveva is going to get attacked again, as evidenced by the solo duty marker that is illuminating her person.
Shit, here we go again.
We head up and she is looking at the stars, thinking of her father. She's been reading through his journals, shared with her by Jean Canard. Her father was a hard-working man, a good man. He loved everybody and wanted what was best. He believed that knowledge should be shared by all. But he had enemies, including one man in particular who was surely working to see him dead. That man's name is not important, says a familiar voice. For in the end, her father was killed by those he sought to enlighten. And now you too will suffer the same fate if you continue, which you have. Therefore, you will suffer that fate now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm probably just going to do it. I'm just going to fucking do it. I'm just gonna fucking kill y'all.
Stalker says all this, Seely with her band of masked mercenaries. For the record, she's also Charlayan, for she goes, my employer only wishes you safely back in Charlayan. You are an asset to our nation and its people.
There you go.
She does not feel Charlayan to me, but takes all types, I guess.
I mean, she's an excellent actor. I mean, if you're going to hire, like, a spy...
What, she acts like she's competent?
An assassin or whatever, like... First of all, well, she can't disguise her shit for shit, but apparently she doesn't have to. But, I mean, she's a bandit. She's a pirate. She's a fake astrologian. You know, she's a chameleon. Anyway, but, you know, she went about it all wrong, and the guy later on is going to admit that she went about it all wrong. She really just made the problem even more of a problem.
Yep.
By doing this, like, these stupid fucking pantomimes, instead of just, like,
doing it,
putting her in fucking handcuffs and like, come with me. That's it. That's the end of it. Anyway.
So we done fucked up by not listening. So now it's time to die with your precious stars as our witness. Now Kimperan's here for some reason. He teleports in for the fight. At first, we fight a few old world mercenaries who look a lot like wood whalers with their green leathers and their wood masks. It's very confusing. After defeating them, a huge pile of mercenaries appear, easily 12 guys, if not more. But the tail feather hunters show up to assist. After we defeat the second wave, we fight Seely herself, who summons a Gruntamulus Dindergrabble, which uses the Bandersnatch model, the big lion guy.
Correct. Yeah, and it's also, I think, using the naming convention as well. It's very Lewis Carroll.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no mirth to be granted to this quest, hijinks, Jen.
Vermicious Canid type of
yes.
beastie.
Yes. We triumph, slaying Seely, who mutters the irony as she dies. I don't quite see the irony, but...
Well, the stars were the witness to her demise.
Not ironic.
And she got killed by the skill that she was trying to prevent from getting exposed to the rest of the world?
Not ironic.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get
if
it
anything,
either. I was trying to figure it out. I was like...
right?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just
many people
heart,
misuse irony. She's not the first.
Oh, the irony. Like, I'm the assassin and I'm getting assassined.
But she's not, because we're defending ourselves. She's not being assassinated. Anyway. Afterwards, the hunters pat each other on the back, remarking about how us real-life fighting astrologians are sure something.
Thanks.
Now they truly have seen everything, seeing astrologians that can do stuff.
It's pretty incredible.
Jean Canard comments that this will do far more for our cause than any number of symposiums. But Leveva thinks that a formal extradition order is soon to come to bring her back, because somehow an extradition is like the next step after an assassin mercenary.
Correct. It's not the other way around. You present an edict of extradition, nobody obeys it, and then you send the assassin out. Or,
No, other way, Jen.
whatever.
In Charlayan, they do it backwards.
Right. So the bounty hunter didn't work. Now we're going to do it through legal means.
Yep. She thinks that she'll be charged with theft of national resources for sharing all this knowledge without approval. As we return to the Astrologicum, Jean Canard complains that we just need more time. When he was studying in Charlayan, he heard whispers of an ancient astromantic spell which could stop time and the very movements of the heavens. Doubt. But surely that's just a myth. Now, Jen, the time has come.
To talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax.
Please continue, Jen.
Kings, and why the sea is boiling hot. Well, the conversations overheard between Ishgardian elites have suddenly turned to news of astrologians using actual healing magics and providing strength boosties to knights in the field. It's happening! Well, for now. The Vault has heard about this shift in public sentiment, and they are not about to stand idly by. Lord Forlamort has recently agreed to have Durandare knights attend a cleanup mission in the Kurthus Western Highlands in a tiny abandoned hamlet in the middle of nowhere, with the Charlayan astrologians there to provide healing and such. If it all goes well, then great. It's a tiny operation in the frozen wastes that no one will care about. It gives the heathens a little something to feel good about. That's us. And if it fails, then all the blame can be placed on the outsiders. Win-win. The routine continues. Find a wounded knight, aspected benefit. Find wounded knight, aspected benefit. And at some point, the game's prompt asks, why aren't you continuing to just apply aspected benefit to the wounded knights? Like, you're right. I've done this like 8 times now. I've got other buttons. I can use other buttons.
Nope.
How about just like regular ass benefit?
Nope. Aspected.
The third knight, after, yes, applying aspected benefit, says he just heard a woman scream nearby. What? A woman screaming? When we're doing astrologian shit? I don't understand. That's super weird and unique. We run in that direction and see Leveva and Jeanne Canard overwhelmed by beasties. After we take care of business, Leveva sees that her father's diary has fallen out of her grasp and is lying a short distance away in the snow. Then we see a pair of astrologian feet slowly walk up. The person kneels down and picks up the diary. This is our villain in a white suit trope right here. And his name is Sylvester. This man is a Charlayan astrologian who runs an organization called the Bibliotheques.
I think it's Sylvestre.
Sylvestre? You know, 2 minutes tomorrow, Sylvestre. All right, I'm not mad at it. The Bibliotheques are a conservative fundamentalist group who used the death of Leveva's father as a springboard to get the Forum to close Charlayan's doors to the outside world and hoard its knowledge. And Leveva was right. An official edict of extradition has been written, and he is there to take her back to Charlayan to face her charges. And as we're standing there, Quimperan and a few Durandare knights run up, and Sylvestre sees that she's not the easiest target right now. But before he leaves, he lets her know that they have been questioning her grandfather about their unauthorized jaunt to Eorzea and are keeping him in the dark cells. Capital D, capital C. Who knows how long a man of his age can hold on to his sanity in complete darkness, he says.
Sounds like the Charlayans are pretty much dicks, Jen.
They're pretty barbaric.
Yet they call us barbarians.
Curious.
As does the Empire.
Big, if true. It's just projection.
Everyone's just barbarians all the way down.
We are just people, you know. We're just cavemen with contact lenses and tampons and computers.
Great. Deep.
If she wants to see her grandfather released, she will meet him at the abandoned city in the Dravanian hinterlands. This is the Charlayan colony. If she chooses to avoid extradition, she risks her family's safety. And then he teleports away. And seeing an NPC blip away like we do all the time is actually kind of jarring, because you realize then that you never see anyone else do it.
Oh my goodness. In the most recent patch, Jen, there's a moment that makes me so frustrated by this etherite bullshit.
Oh no. I haven't finished the MSQ.
It's at the beginning of the patch.
Okay.
It is like, why are you doing this? You have a fucking etherite.
There's a whole etherite network. It's a whole, we center towns around this thing.
Look forward to that in 20 years when we get to Dawn Trail,
right,
or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, he teleports like we do, and but we're meant to take this as proof that he is extraordinarily powerful. The man has and as we're standing there talking to him, Leveva is like, you take Jenna Kennard and you run away. You cannot handle this man's magics. And then he teleports and see? He can teleport. Meanwhile, we've been doing it in front of their asses this whole time.
Yep.
Also running up on a variety of monsters and birds and vehicles. What's up, guys? Yeah, I was just in my dwarven tank. No big deal. What's up, guys? I was just in my giant crab. No big deal. What's up, guys? I was in my, chocolate blob with leaves and hearts floating around for no reason. So, Silvestre seems familiar to Jenna Kennard, and though he can't quite place why. But back in the day, Rufin and Silvestre went to school together. And when Rufin decided to remain in Ishgard to teach Charlene astrology, Silvestre wrote to him, warning him if he continued. Obviously, Rufin didn't heed the warning, and soon enough there was a hit put out on him by none other than Silvestre himself. And somehow Rufin found a signed copy of the contract with Silvestre's name on it, and he kept that as proof in his diary, which Rufin now has, alas. Back at the Athenaeum, a missive from the commander of House Durandaire's Knights arrived, formally requesting that Lady Leveva train his knights in Charlene astrology. Holy shit. And Jenna Kennard, he is all in. We're going to juke all Charlene attempts at kidnapping and extortion, right, Leveva? Yeah. And Leveva's like, no, I'm going to go. It's clear she can't run from Silvestre, not after he's threatened her family. She's going to turn herself in. And if that's the case, Jenna Kennard says, then all of us will go with her to make sure Silvestre doesn't do anything shady. Too late, but whatever. Knowing Silvestre has no qualms about killing anyone in his way, our attendance at the meetup puts us in real danger. And she's grateful to have us as friends. Oh. Ether is the building block of all that surrounds us, meaning that everything is connected. Someone closely attuned with that ether can, in a sense, link themselves with others, feeling their joy, feeling their pain. Scholars of the soul call this empathy. Crystal gazers and card readers call it the Wheel of Fortune, and we astrologians call it collective unconsciousness. And whatever you call it, I feel that bond with you, both of you.
Thanks, Jen.
And collective unconsciousness is the spell that we get.
Yeah.
It's like a big panic bulk heal.
The time has come. It is time for Leveva to leave. Leveva. But Jean Kennard once more insists that we escort her to the answering quarter. There is a cute line here. Leveva says, "You two are foolish, but I will not trade friends such as you for all the gold in Arum Vale." Jean Kennard starts to protest, "But there is no gold in thee." Then he leaves off.
There's no gold in the Arum.
It is.
Anyway.
It's fine. Jen, there is a relationship arc in this quest line. In part one, yes. Leveva is using him as the butt of her jokes constantly, but once she learns of him and her father, she begins to soften on Jean Kennard and give him more credit.
She was softening to here. Before that a little bit, she had a little nickname for her.
Yes.
And he's starting, and he'd said it too in the very beginning. He was like, hey, so I've basically been living my life as the second child.
Yeah.
And again, nobody expected me to do anything and except maybe be a fuck up. And I tried really hard to not be the fuck up, but it became clear that I tried these things and I wasn't very good at them. And I just really kind of then leaned into the fuck up the meta. Until I realized, when Lady Leveva showed up and you showed up, that like what I'm doing, like my whole life, this path that I chose for myself is totally valid. Other people share my passion and they want to achieve the same things I do. Like, this isn't me being a fuck up. I can actually behave like a normal person now. I'm still gonna kind of like do what's the term? He's not a lady killer. What's the term? I'm gonna Johnny Bravo it up with the Ishgardian. Like,
there are
society,
many words for that.
I can't think of a single one.
Playboy.
Thank you.
Got it in one.
So
normally I'm swapping out synonyms. You're like, nope, not that one.
Yeah, nailed it. Anyway, he's still doing that. But
that aside, I am just too over this quest line and these characters to feel anything.
Yeah, I did notice it, and I appreciated it.
We feel good about ourselves. Leveva has a ruse. She is sure that Silvestre has burned the incriminating document in the journal. But what if she let on that there was another document? And if we fabricate something that looks official from a distance?
This never happened.
It's not fully clear what she intends to gain from this because there's no plan to use it. Just going to exist.
Just keep just planting the seed in his mind that he isn't scot-free. She says literally two words about this plot to pretend there's an extra document implicating him in Rufin's death.
Yeah.
And that's it. Nothing happens.
This whole document thread in general is pointless. It goes nowhere. It has no point.
It shouldn't have even been said.
Should not exist. Either way, though.
It have even been said.
Nice. She's going to make a forgery for reasons. And also, Silvestre is a formidable astrologian. Some say he even possesses the power to stop time.
Whoa.
There it is, Jen. Chekhov's time stop.
Nice.
We arrive in the answering quarter. We spend a bit of time marveling at how overgrown it's become, and Leveva wants to check it out a little before Silvestre arrives. So Jean Canard suggests a rooftop garden where he and her father would spend many a night gazing up at the stars, prattling on about their dreams into the small hours. It is where he first was told of Leveva's mother and the child she was carrying. So we have a good time standing around and talking about our feelings. Now Leveva owns up to having been hard on Jean Canard. I know, she says, I have been hard on you, but it is only because you were an incompetent astrologian with an aversion to training.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Not because you were anything but a good man and a good friend. Now, let us see what the stars have in mind for us today. Night falls and Silvestre arrives. Ever so predictable, Leveva. I'm sorry to inform you, there has been a change of plans. There will be no return to your homeland, no tear-filled reunion with your grandfather, no trial, only a sentence. And that sentence shall be carried out here by mine hand, and it shall be death. You see, after reading your father's diary, it became clear that you and your wretched friends know too much. You would not believe how long I've been searching for that document, the last one that connected me to your father's unfortunate accident. I tracked down and had all the others destroyed, but this one has eluded me for almost 2 decades.
Jesus.
What a weird fucking plot thread.
Yeah.
The documents.
The documents.
They were missing, but I found them.
I signed about 10 copies of the hit contract and had them distributed amongst my, I don't know who.
Distant acquaintances.
The man I was supposed to assassinate got a hold of one, so that's a bummer.
And Leveva says, the last... So he goes, this one has eluded me for 2 decades. Leveva says, the last?
The last?
As
Are
though
you sure?
She's going somewhere with this, but no.
No!
We just fight.
Yeah, she's like, the last? Anyway, we're going to fight now.
The next line after that is, it appears we are left with but a single path.
Oh, I thought there were 2. I thought one of them was
single path.
Okay.
And we fight. Silvestre hams it up. You are fools for coming to fight me. Now I don't have to track you all down individually and kill you. I can kill you all in one big omelet. Either way, midway through the fight, there's a phase where he summons these stones in a hexagon around the fight, each one a constellation/element, and they tether to Silvestre.
Yes. Just kill the ads before they make them all powerful or something.
I think that these things accelerate his cast bar.
They might.
I couldn't tell what they do. There's no like duty pop-up saying,
make sure to get all the cards.
Raid wide coming up, charging up.
Yeah. No.
But I did note that his cast bar was like halfway done, even though it charges at a snail's pace.
It's very slow.
So I think that the little constellation stones increase his cast bar. So we destroy these stone ads, no problem. And it's like, you've been blessed by the arrow. You've been blessed by the tree.
The tree.
So he's got this long-ass cast bar queued up for his time stop spell.
In your poetic gear, you can burn him no problem before this becomes a factor.
Mm-hmm.
But I let it go because I was curious what would happen. Finally, the time stop cast bar finishes. Everyone pauses for a good 5 seconds, including him. He also stops in time.
What's the point?
After that ends, he drops a slightly large AoE under us, which we can dodge easily, and the fight proceeds. Such a weird detail.
Stopping time
Hey,
matters
Jin,
not at all.
I'm going to stop time right now. I did it. It happened.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of neat. All right. What do you want for dinner?
We had dinner, Jin.
What do you want for dessert?
It was quesadillas.
Man, that time stop really fucked with my memory. That's some powerful stuff. No, I lost my fidget. No, I didn't.
I know I've been harsh on this, but also it deserves it. There's been 2 seeds of the time stop spell. We've seen it over the hearth. We know it's going to fire. And now...
Fucking Ratatan did this better.
You can't use Ratatan, Jin, because that got redone.
I don't care.
You're right, but it's not a helpful example.
I think it is, because you feel you are trapped, you are home gained, you can't do shit. You're just sitting there watching your health bar go down and down and down and down and down, and you're like,
the
fuck.
more damning indictment is that this thing, which has been alluded to twice directly, does literally nothing, and then it's over, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, he's not going around like punching you in the face while
and
we're
he
all, like, frozen in
spends
time.
like 2 minutes charging the shit up for no reason. It's just all like, oh no, he's got a big cast bar, watch out. Oh, JK, nothing happens. Anyway, imagine. So we defeat him, and after he is downed, he kneels petulantly and begs for mercy. Spare me if you wish for your grandfather to live. But Leveva has some demands. She wants the diary back, and her grandfather freed. And also, you go back home to Charlayan, Silvestre, and you tell them that I'm missing presumed dead. And then what, he asks. You shall remain here and continue to spread our knowledge across this worm-eaten realm like sweet cream butter?
Like spread our knowledge around this worm-eaten realm like sweet cream butter?
Yes, that is what she's going to do. Give me that sweet cream butter. You know not what you do. The barbarians of this realm have shown that they can only use knowledge to destroy each other. They corrupt it, they lessen it, and then they forget it. They have never once have shown they are worthy of the knowledge they so defile. But fine, he says, I'll do it anyway, and he leaves. And we have no leverage over him whatsoever, but we're sure it's fine.
It's fine.
And Jeanna Kennard speculates that this guy he's met once and talked about maybe once or twice with Dad. I do not think there will be any need for worry, Silvestre. Silvestre, however wicked, is not a fool. He will not sacrifice what he has spent the past 2 decades building over a girl he, even with his back to the cobbles, sees as inferior, especially if you have offered him a means of accomplishing it without causing him to lose face. His pride, of course, will ache, but it's not a little wine won't cure. That's a lot of projection going on here.
Okay, that's best case scenario, Jeanna Kennard.
Leveva sighs. You are right, Jeanna Kennard. Something I never thought I would say, at least out loud.
Fair.
So, does this mean, he asks, will you remain in the sea and continue your teachings? Of course I will. There is the pending contract with House Durandare, my obligations to the convictors, and the hunters of Tailfeather. And then, of course, there is the matter of your incomplete training. If memory serves me, you still have only opened half the heaven's gates. Bow, 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 bow. The quest should have ended right there. The camera sweeps up to the heavens.
Yeah.
We see the stars. It should have just ended like
It's like a little cherry.
like the Dragoon quest line, I think.
Yeah, like I was going to say, there have been other quest lines that just kind of stop. I think like the Weaver also did the same thing.
Yeah.
We're just kind of like, kind of fades back and we can surmise what happens
But
next.
no, Jen, it's time for the dumbest ruse ever. So we go back to the Astrologicum, and Jeanne Kennard introduces us to the newest member, Lord Rufin. In walks Leveva with an Ishgardian outfit and her hair cut short. Contrary to popular opinion, I was not murdered at all, but merely on a long and winding journey that has finally brought me back to Ishgard so that I may teach the secrets of Charlayan astrology once again. And she's standing there in her young-ass teen face, purple hair, still very girlish haircut, just shorter.
It's really cute, but she's immediately recognizable.
Yes. Her first lesson as Lord Rufin. Those who oppose this celestial guidance shall find their foes burning on and on without end. The end. That's the final line, Jen. A far weaker send-off than the "Oh, Jeanne Kennard" line from before.
Yeah.
And also, the ability we get is an AoE heal. I assume that at one point in time it was some DPS spell, but you shall burn forever and ever. AoE heal.
Just kidding. Yeah. You'll burn with
Healing. So,
power
and that's
Band-Aids.
Astrologian.
What did we learn?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nobody learned any lessons. Jeanne Kennard kind of found himself. We can appreciate that. Yep.
Part 2 was less offensive than part 1 for me. But I was already so turned off by the characters, and it did nothing to redeem anyone. It just was less it than the first part. Like the caricatures dial back a notch or two. Leveva has knocked off the thing that just happened, I foresaw in the stars shtick. There's been no more like, oh ho ho, just as I predicted. That's done. Jeanne Kennard is less of a lech. Pleasure barge count, 0. So it is a swing from part 1, which is kind of shocking because this is still kind of like one big quest line.
Right. I mean, you can immediately, like, it from one beat to the next, this continues.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a pretty spectacular arc for Jeanne Kennard happens in a matter of hours. A day or two. Yeah, I just got real tired of people talking about their passion for spreading the word of Charlayan astrology. This was my life's purpose. I'm going to follow my dad's footsteps. I'm going to follow my grandfather's footsteps. Is this the fate that laid out for me? Is that the fate laid out for my dad?
Refer to level 30.
We get it.
Yes.
Fuck. All of this over wanting to like teach a technique.
You can teach it in like
Zoom.
Limsa at a zoo. Go to Ulda and teach it. Oh, Zoom. Teach it over Zoom.
Yeah, exactly.
Over Link Pearl Zoom.
Yeah.
Over a Loom. Which is giving me a very unimpressed face. It is weak. Either way, though, there are other places in Eorzea you can begin this as well. You don't have to go to here, the most insular location.
Correct. Decisions were made, and here we are.
Beyond that, though, Jen, the jokiness of this job quest feels very incongruous with the tone of 14 as a whole. And it feels really inappropriate for this being a job quest, for a main job. It's not Blue Mage or something that's like a side
more
deal.
Tongue-in-cheek.
This is a big job that people will be playing for, years and years to come. And this is what you give them.
Yeah, I think it's just it's weird because there's some pretty like aggressive swings in tone from like one job quest to the next, where this one felt, at least in the latter half, a little bit more like self-aware and kind of breaking the fourth wall kind of stuff.
And they've been doing that the entire time. I disagree with that being the latter half.
Well, it felt, I don't know, for whatever reason, it felt more aggressive this time. Or at least they're like, you know what? We know what we've done. Let's just kind of call it out. Let's just shine a light on it. And then other quests are they're done like real straight. And, they're real heavy and there's none of this. So it can kind of...
Yeah, but I frankly argue that the job quest should be heavy because this is the job's identity. You are setting the tone for this job.
I'm just saying that there's a mix.
I agree, but this is going to be someone's main deal. Someone's going to say, I'm an astrologian, this is what I'm doing.
And you are setting the tone for this job with the job quest.
Yeah, I get it. I mean... shout out to all the pugilists out there who persisted. I mean, it exists, and I think maybe like it's maybe the game, the developers, the writers being like, hey, okay, like sometimes there are serious moments, and sometimes there aren't serious moments. Let's remember to not
like,
take this.
Let's have one prolonged moment being this whole quest line.
Remember Paladin? Remember that?
Oh my goodness,
Remember when we did Soul Energy Bukkake? But we played that straight. There were no jokes to be had there. So just keep an open mind, shall we?
Anyway, I have no further comments.
No, I think we've really just wrung the shit out of this sham. Wow.
Next time we are back on the MSQ, we're going to go and close out with Matoya and bid farewell to her.
But not in our hearts.
But not in our hearts.
Yeah.
But before then, let's talk about some music, Jen.
Oh. What do you mean?
Don't be alarmed, but the music is changing.
Oh. The podcast is going to sound a little bit different. We've hired some new hosts.
No, not the music of your voice, Jen.
Oh. Wow, that was...
The music of our
very nice.
Intros and outros and middletros.
Yes. So since ever, we've been using like freemium music, which we've loved. But we know some people who are, you know, excellent creators and creatives, and we approached one of these people to help us with some new custom sounds.
It'll be nice to have this be ours and not just for whatever asshole wants to use it.
Yes.
So.
And we also love to support them in their work. And so we're we're stoked.
Just
frankly.
a heads up, because we've been playing this for 170-something episodes, and it will be a shock. I don't know if it'll be next episode or in 2 episodes. Either way, new tunes coming soon. Do not be alarmed.
New tunes.
That is all.
Yes.
All right. With that, let's take it out with some old tunes, Jen.
Okay. So, what's the joke?
The quest line.
Amazing. If you want to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv@gmail.com. We are on Blue Sky at podreturnffxiv. Check the show notes for our Discord and a link to the official podcast t-shirt that Levi designed. And last but not least, our Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. And we got some stuff there. If you like extra stuff, for $1 a month, you get access to like the seasonal events, some like peripheral stuff like the card game, the tabletop RPG, anything kind of tangentially related. We'll talk about it and put it there. And then for $2 a month, you get access to our bonus series, which is Sightseeing Log. And we play other Final Fantasy games. Last season, Levi played Final Fantasy XI. This season, I'm playing Final Fantasy VI. And having a fantastic, frustrating time with it. So check it out. And to our Patreon supporters, thank you so much. You mean so much to us, and we appreciate you supporting us. Anyway, with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode, and have a good day or night, and we will see you next time.